Hi everyone, welcome back to another video from E-Content Development Center, Majlis Arts and Science College, Puramannur. I am Femina, Assistant Professor, Department of English. Language is such a phenomena that can be studied by various ways. We can approach it philosophically, logically, biologically, traditionally and anthropologically and many more. Linguistics is the scientific study of language. So, today I am here with the topic Linguistics as a science. After watching this video, you will get a clear picture about linguistics. You will be able to define linguistics, understand the scope of linguistics and also understand how linguistics is regarded as a science. Linguistics as a science. Linguistics is the scientific study of language. It focuses on the nature and forms of language. Someone who engages in linguistics is called a linguist. The word linguistics has been derived from Latin word lingua, which means tongue, and istic means knowledge or science. Therefore, etymologically, linguistics is the scientific study of language. But it is a study not of a particular language but human language in general. It studies language as a universal and recognizable part of human behavior. It attempts to describe and analyze language. The field of linguistics comprises understanding of the place of language in human life, the way in which it is organized to fulfill the needs and serves the function it performs. According to Robbins, linguistics is concerned with human language as a universal and recognizable part of human behavior and of human faculties, perhaps one of the most essential to human life as we know it, and one of the most far-reaching of human capabilities in relation to the whole span of mankind's achievement. Linguistics doesn't emphasize practical knowledge or mastery of a particular language. Linguists may know only one language or may know several or may even study a language they don't know at all. They try to study the way in which language is organized to fulfill human needs as a system of communication. We can say that linguistics is learning about a language rather than learning a language. This distinction can be explained as the difference between learning how to drive a car and how a car works. When we learn how to drive a car, we learn a set of habits and do some practice. This is similar to learning how to speak a language, and when we learn how the car works, we open up its mechanism, study it and investigate the relationship of its part to one another. This is similar to what we do in scientific study of language or linguistics. It investigates the mechanism of language, its part and how the parts fit together to perform particular function and why they are arranged to organize in certain manner. Just as while driving a car we use its various components, while speaking we are using the sound, words, etc. of that language. Behind this use, it is the mechanism which enables us to do so. We study language because it is important for us to understand the mechanism. So, linguistics is that science which studies the origin, organization, nature and development of language descriptively, historically and comparatively. And it formulates the general rules related to language. Diachronic or historical linguistics studies the development of language through time. Synchronic linguistics investigate how the people speak and use language in a given time. In comparative linguistics, one is concerned with comparing two or more different languages. Linguistics as a science. Linguistics can be understood as a science in both general and specific terms. Generally, we use the term science for any knowledge that is based on clear, systematic and rational understanding. We also use the term science for the systematic study of a phenomena, enabling us to state some principles or theories regarding the phenomena. It is also empirical and objective. Like all other sciences, linguistics has a well-defined subject matter. It employs careful method to observe, record and analyze various phenomena related to its subject matter and help to present unprejudiced, objective and variable descriptions. The approaches and methodology of linguistics is scientific. It is as inductive as a science could be and is based on observation, formulation of hypothesis, testing of verifications, tentativeness and predictiveness. Like a scientist, a linguist observes his data. Some of his observations include simple listening, phonetic transcription and use of various instruments. A linguist has a language lab too. Like a scientist, a linguist develops hypotheses, make generalized statements and test them against the fact of language. When a linguist makes a statement about language, he makes it on the basis of observation. First, he observes linguistic event. He finds some similarities and contrast on the basis of which he makes some generalizations. On the basis of this generalization, hypotheses are formulated to account for the event. These are tested by further observations and out of them is constructed a theory of how language works. The linguists also hope to be in position to make prediction about unobserved linguistic data. On the basis of this observation, he built a general theory which would explain and relate all the facts to be found in individual language. Prediction about grammars and dictionaries can be made by him. And finally, like a true scientist, he is constantly engaged in discovering more about language, in referring his method of investigation and constructing better theories. He also tried to find out linguistics universal. Like any scientific discipline, linguistics too is not static. Viewpoint and theoretical method in the field change even fundamental ways from time to time, and different aspects came to receive primary focus at different times. Linguistics has more than its share of unresolved controversies and unsolved questions, which is a part of its fascination and science. Finally, the closeness of linguistics with other natural sciences like mathematics, physics, biology, zoology, etc. is another proof for its scientific nature. A glance on any books on transformational generative grammar would convince any objective onlooker how linguistics is becoming more and more scientific. Furthermore, as mentioned by R.H. Robbins, linguistics is in its operation and statement is guided by three canons of science. First one is exhaustiveness, the articulated treatment of all relevant material. Second one is consistency, the absence of contradiction between different part of total statement and within limits imposed by the two preceding principles. And third one is economy, whereby other things being equal. But while linguistics shares some of the characteristics of empirical science, it is also a social science. because it studies language which a form of social behavior and exists in interaction between human being in society. Language is also linked to human mental process. For this reason, it cannot be treated always as objective phenomena. Thus, linguistics is both an empirical science and a social science. In fact, it's a human discipline since it is concerned with the human language. So, it is part of the study of humanities as well. This include the study of literature and appreciation of the beauty and music of poetry. In understanding language, humankind can understand itself. Moreover, since every branch of knowledge uses language, linguistics is central to all areas of knowledge. The traditional distinction of science and art and humanities are not relevant for linguistics. So that brings end of my presentation. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you.